what is blasphemous?
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, get your shirt on. Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
All right, it is, yes, it is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. And tonight our guest is Stephen Baldwin. Stephen, you know from Threesome, Fled, The Usual Suspects. Now, there's a great movie.
Biodome.
All right, but The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
Now, there is a fantabulous movie. Anyway, he will be in here shortly. He's a big philanthropist, this Stephen Baldwin. He started this pool aid thing, which started, I guess it was about, I don't know,
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he's turning it into Foreplay, which is a golf tournament to benefit the same charity, which is Age Project LA. So he'll talk a little about that, upcoming movies, and if he's ever seen Kim Basinger naked when he comes in here. Now, before we get started on the show tonight, let's give thanks where thanks are due. I want to thank Julie Kaminsky. She is the sales representative at Kentwood Office Furniture, the best goddamn office furniture outlet or retailer in the tri-state counties.
Or anywhere else in the continent.
Or anywhere else in the continent. Because Julie, who we'd spoken to on the phone, if you listen to the show with any regularity, you know that I was very upset about the conditions we had to work in here. And especially the chairs. I had a broken down old rickety chair. It was
Bicycle seat.
It was the chair that Whistler's mother sat on 150 years ago when she was being painted, and she had to get up and walk around because her ass fell asleep every 5 minutes.
You're right. It's like something that the monks would use as a way of creating...
inner...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right.
Purging themselves of sin.
Yeah, Monk Zebediah, go sit on the chair and find your inner self. Right. And that's how your voice would sound after sitting on this chair. So, we begged, we pleaded for the Westwood 2 folks to get off their asses and get us some facilities, some chairs, some equipment. Naturally fell on deaf ears. Oh, no, well, they heard it. They heard enough to give Mike, Engineer Mike, crap in the hall, but that's as far as they went. Man, this company must be doing something with their money. What do you think they're doing with all the money they're saving on equipment? I'm guessing they're buying a continent. That's what I'm guessing Westwood 2 is doing with all the money they're saving on equipment. All analog stuff. Oh, it's great. It's great. It is top of the line, but it's from the 50s. So I don't know where that puts it today. But the point is our listeners are so much better than our employers because Julie Kaminsky, who works at Kentwood Office Furniture, and I will plug this place until I'm blue in the face because I don't give a damn. Huh? Oh, yes. It's at 700 North. What is that? Rawwing?
ROHL Wing. Yeah.
Rawwing Road. And,
let me see.
all right, they got to move. I don't know where this place is.
Illinois.
Itasca, Illinois. And listen, I don't care if you live out in L.A. and you just need one folding chair. I want you to drive out to Chicago or
I honestly
out to Itasca and pick up one of these chairs. Drew, how happy is your ass right now?
I did not know how miserable I was. Did I not say that when I sat in here?
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. I can't believe what I was sitting on before and what I've got now. It's unbelievable.
Drew's crack was grinning ear to ear. What?
We get to sit on that now.
All right.
Your hell is now our reality.
Thank you. I could care less.
They were sitting on nicer chairs, I'm now realizing.
I am just elated. These are beautiful chairs. So let me give just a phone number here, Drew. The 630 area code, 773-1110. And ask for Julie, and you'll get your 2% Loveline discount over there. So we're elated. Thank you, and mahalo.
And on your birthday.
Oh, and on my birthday. What a fitting gift. The king now has a throne. Drew, how happy are you?
It's
okay.
I'm upset because I didn't know how miserable I was until I sat on this chair.
All right. Now, what does this teach you, Drew?
That you were always right. That you will enlighten me further in my life.
All right,
on my road to happiness.
That's a good angle, but it's not the one I'm looking for. Drew, you're a martyr. That's your problem in
Yeah,
life.
that's true.
You sit back
That's
and
true.
take what people give you.
It is true.
And then once in a while you spaz out over nothing.
Yes,
Has
that's
anyone
true.
noticed that about Drew?
Yes, yes.
You tell him to sit on a rusty sprinkler key for a year, he's fine. You tell him to do this, do that, go get this, go get me that, he's fine. Then
And all
once
of
in a while some station says, we're just going to fly you and your wife out, and he spazzes out. What? No kids? No nanny? This is absurd. I'll never do it. You got to pick your battles, Drew.
That's true.
All right, we're both elated. Our cracks are happy. Everyone's happy, right? Stephen Baldwin, he gets the crappy chair. Brooke, 19.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, I kind of have a problem and a question. Me and my boyfriend have been together about a year and a half.
Hold on a second, Brooke. I'm not done with the chairs. Mike, I want these chairs chained together, rounded up, or spread with some sort of like a fecal matter or something where we can only... I don't want anyone from Westwood 1 using this chair.
You're not going to urinate on it, are you?
I'll mark it any way I have to.
Why don't you just buy yourself a minivan and take them with you at night?
All right, don't wise off, Engineer Mike. I'm serious, Drew. I want to do something with these chairs. The last thing I want is Westwood 2 utilizing these chairs. I don't want to see Lycus's ass in this chair. I don't want any of the bigwigs sitting in this chair or your chair, Drew. These are our chairs. Westwood 2 cannot use them. And we must figure out something to do. I will chain these things to the soda machine if I have to. Uh-oh, I just kicked something in my side. I just fell down 4 feet. That was God speaking. All right, no, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Where were we? Brooke, 19.
Okay. Well, me and my boyfriend have been together about a year and a half. And we've been having sex for about 8 or 9 months. And I cannot have an orgasm. But I've been faking it for his pleasure, I
Good
guess.
for you. You've made the ultimate sacrifice.
Is this your first partner?
Yeah.
You need to find a way to be able to communicate more clearly with them. To not be able to have an orgasm with your first partner would be normal. Very few women are actually able to achieve that right off the bat. It takes a while. It's sort of harder to operate than a man.
Yeah,
Okay?
well, the thing is we're engaged.
I understand that.
And
But
so-
if you really want this to be a gratifying relationship, part of it has to be real clear and regular communication about things like this. This would be one of the more easy things you guys ought to learn to communicate communicate about as this relationship evolves.
Yes, but she's dug herself an orgasm hole.
I understand.
Now, do you understand?
It's embarrassing for her and
Yes.
whatnot, but
She's been BSing for so many months now that here's the way this is going to work. Honey, I want you to know that, and she'll water it down a little bit. I'm not having as many orgasms as you mean. You didn't have 33 orgasms last? No, not exactly. What'd you just have? Like 10? No. Oh, you didn't have one at all last night? Keep going.
Yeah.
And then the guy's just going to fall apart.
And I don't want that to happen at all. I mean,
Right.
I did it to myself. But the question was,
Have you been faking solid for 8 months?
yeah,
And how good a job you been doing?
I think it's been rather good.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, he has no idea what.
Right. But he doesn't care either. I mean, he doesn't want to investigate.
I don't want to, ruin it for him.
you're not going to be ruining it for him. I mean,
Yes.
he wants to know that you're...
He is going to be shattered.
Yes. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to say, listen, if I can't trust you on this, what can I trust you on?
And
I don't know what to believe
every
anymore.
time she has one, whether she's really having one or not, he's not going to believe her.
That's right.
I have an idea.
You go, Ann.
All right. Next time you have sex, don't have an orgasm. And next few times, don't have an orgasm. And then when he says, what's wrong, go, I don't know. It's just not working for me. And then that'll open up the communication. He'll say, let's try this. And you can say, let's try this. And in that way, you can get him to do what you really want him to do without having to say, I've never had one with you before.
And if he corners you, you do the old say the word twice. I've had an orgasm, just not an orgasm.
No, just say, honey, I don't know. Just not doing it for me like that
I know, but
anymore.
then, see, that's abrupt. I mean, because she's been faking for 8 months now. This guy,
it's all right.
But saying,
He's
hey,
gonna-
I've
yeah.
never had one with you is
Anna's
going
right.
to devastate him.
Anna's
Oh,
right.
but believe me, Ann, I'm no fan of the truth, and I'm not suggesting for a New York minute that she go there. Frankly, I'm offended that you asserted that I would. Does that make any sense, Drew?
No.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
I'm saying there's somewhere in between telling him the truth and here's what I think. I think you need to do what Ann is telling you to do, but you need something to trigger it, some event. Pull a muscle, or you saw a body by the side of the freeway, or something.
Concussion. Hit your
Concussion. That's right.
Well, what my question was, is this just like normal?
It is normal. You need to... Guys are no good at...
So is he going to get better? Is that the problem?
No. And help.
He's never going to change if he thinks everything's fine.
What Ann is saying is Ponce de Leon would not look for the fountain of youth if he thought he was sitting on top of it.
Yeah, he thinks what he's doing right now is wonderful because obviously you're having orgasms. So why
Right.
change?
Right.
And help her. She needs to learn how to figure herself out here a little bit.
Have you had an orgasm on your own?
Have I had an orgasm on my own?
Mm-hmm. You have?
Yeah.
So you know how to please yourself?
Yeah.
Well, so all you have to do is show him.
Well,
Can you do that?
I've tried.
She'd have to get her old boyfriend in the room, and that could be 3.
Do you have a vibrator?
Do I have a vibrator? Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
Well, bring that in. Come on, girl.
And have you had an orgasm with another man?
Have I had an orgasm with another man?
I'm going yes.
No.
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 Okay.
This is like the first time relationship thing, you know.
This is her first partner, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel strange telling him what to do or showing him what feels
I'm
good?
totally comfortable with him. That's why I don't understand
Understand why?
I'm not having an orgasm.
All right, get off of that. The point is you're not, and he's not doing anything to help because he thinks he's already arrived. So listen to producer Ann. Stop having them. I might wean him off of them. I don't know if I'd do it. I'd have half an orgasm, go down to a quarter orgasm, and then go to no orgasm. Then tell him you don't know what's going on. Your woman, start talking about ovaries. His head will explode, and he'll not know what he's doing.
Yeah.
You start fresh. Now you start involving the vibrator and other things that have worked for you in the past, and everyone's happy. All right, Drew. Thank you, producer Ann. Very solid advice.
Hi.
Gail.
Yeah.
You're 44.
Yeah. The question is, in 1986, I had a chemical exposure. I think they sprayed around the neighborhood I was in. I got very sick. And it took them about 6 years to figure out what was wrong with me. In the meantime, every time I tried to go out in a public place or be around perfumes or chemicals, I got very, very ill, and I fainted in public places and a bunch of other miserable things. What has happened recently is I gained a lot of weight as a result of they put me on cortisone and a bunch of other drugs, and I'm trying to lose the weight. But every time I do, one of 3 things happens. I start to re-experience the chemical reactions, my face gets flushed, I get raging headaches, terrible stomach aches, and now I'm dealing with what an inadvertent sex drive. It doesn't seem like a normal drive. It's sort of like wild horses, you know. And it's not normal. It's sort of like excessive. And, I don't know what to do about it. I've gone to my doctors. They tried giving me drugs. Nothing. Drugs make it worse.
You have a man right now, Gal?
No, I'm celibate.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Why?
When I got sick in '86, I just couldn't. I was just too ill, and then it got worse and worse, and I just.
Listen, you can be in your deathbed, especially as a woman, and still receive sex.
Not when you feel as sick as I did. I was really sick.
Ever abused as a child?
One time when I was about 10.
Drew just wrote abused on the chalkboard. Drew, he's the amazing Kreskin. He's the amazing Drewskin. He's the amazing foreskin.
What has that got to do with this chemical exposure?
I have no idea when
well,
you...
Where's Drew? Is Drew there?
I'll go get him. Drew?
Have you ever been in a psychiatric hospital?
No.
Have you ever been on medication for psychiatric disturbances?
For what?
For depression?
No.
Or for any other psychiatric purposes?
Have I what?
Any other psychiatric conditions you've taken medications for?
No, I mean, I was very sexually active prior to this happening. I mean, I had my problems, as, we all do, but it wasn't anything that really interfered.
Let's go back in your life, Gail. You're 44, but you're not so old that you can't remember. What happened with the abuse episode?
Well, I think it wasn't the abuse that was so bad. It was just a cousin that, attempted to have sex with me, and I ran to my aunt, and she denied me, didn't believe me.
Didn't believe you?
Of course not.
Just like a lot of the doctors you talk to now don't believe you. Fascinating.
No, the doctors
Yes.
believe me. I had
Well,
doctors that
that's
believe
what they say because they're, punching the Medi-Cal card. But as soon as you leave,
No, they've seen the reactions themselves. They're pretty extreme.
Mhm.
Gastrointestinal. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
anyone else in the neighborhood suffer anything?
Well, not at the place where I was, but I've met other people that have been through similar experiences. It's pretty physically awful. I've never been through anything.
Well, what was it that they were spraying?
Well, we don't know. I was in a building where they did a lot of painting and stuff like that. They weren't ventilating properly. I started getting sick there, and then it got progressively worse.
Well, because the show's about honesty and because we have a very limited amount of time, I will say this through my experience. And
you've worked in a lot of close spaces with paint, right? You ever heard of somebody
listen,
getting a chronic illness from that?
Listen,
It included your diarrhea and vomiting and mood disturbances and sexual drive disorders?
Listen, I work with like five... Are you kidding? First of all, I'm going to die of cancer in about 6 months.
Yeah, you might get cancer. You might
I worked
get
underneath condemned buildings doing earthquake rehab. I worked at a place where they just sprayed lacquer on shutters 24/7 with no good filtration system. Never used a mask. Never used anything. And that's all I've ever worked with. Now, let me say, some people are allergic to certain things, but when they investigate these people that are sort of allergic to the environment, they usually find out that it's something more on the emotional than it is on the physical level.
Sure.
I don't want to deny Gail her injuries, but damn, with this chair just slid down. But whenever they look in it, because it's like people will say, I'm allergic to the plastics in the carpet, I'm allergic to the whatever in the wall coverings.
Right.
Meanwhile, they'll suck oxygen out of a 20-foot plastic tube and be fine.
Right.
While drinking some sort of vitamin compote out of a plastic straw in a plastic tumbler.
Right.
I never trust these people.
Well, but although there may be some allergic component, and there may be something called bronchospasm where the airways get irritable, and so there might be some need for prednisone. This is always has a psychiatric.
A minute into this, 30 seconds into our call, Drew wrote on his little magic marker board here.
Abused.
Abused.
Yeah, the syndrome is so characteristic. It's just it's so reproducible. The real disorder is a somatoform disorder with or without fibromyalgia, and there's a lot of repressed rage, a lot of very heavy issues that are coming up to the front here and being acted out and sort of expressed in these physical ways. Now, indeed, there may be some physical component, but the physical component is a tiny bit of the total picture.
Thank you. Desade?
Oh, hello, yeah.
Ah, you're 16.
Yes.
What's your name, Desade?
Yeah, Desade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, happy birthday, Adam.
Why, thank you.
And I listen to Loveline every night, and a quick question and statement for both of you before the question. I love your sense of humor, Adam. You have sort of a mean sense of humor, and so do I, but then it's kind of like happy, too, so... I really like listening to the show. It's really great. And Dr. Drew, I know you have to deal with a lot from Adam, but I don't know, you could be a little lighter up and looser.
Yes,
sometimes.
I thoroughly agree, especially on my birthday.
But I do respect your doctor's position and your great advice that you give to everybody.
I'm glad somebody does to say thank you.
Anyway, my sort of problem, not really a question, is I do drugs, mad drugs. I smoke bud. I drink alcohol, I've tripped on acid lots and lots of times. But, and my parents know about this too. They don't really like this. And, what parent would? But the thing is, I really don't do anything else. I go to school every day, I do my work, I get it done, I'm on the AB honor roll, teachers love me.
What's your question for us?
Why are my parents like this? How can I get them to not, be as
Let me. You can talk, but let me talk as a parent for a second.
All right.
There'd be two things I would be concerned about. One is that you raise a child, you would take any bullet for that child, and all of a sudden at 15, 16, they're putting chemicals into their body that are known to damage their brain. That would kill me. It would kill me. I would do anything to get you to stop. The very organ in your body, your very essence of who you are distorting particularly LSD, particularly at your age, it can be profound. It is horrifying as a parent to watch a child be destroyed. I'd rather hear you were jumping off buildings with a parachute.
And let me say this, even though I'm not a parent, let me speak as a black mother for just one moment. Listen, you're pulling a chemical hat trick. I could understand if you were smoking a little weed on occasion, if you're keeping up with your studies and whatnot, if you'd want them just to lighten up a little bit. But
I'm keeping up with my studies, and I smoke every day.
All right, but listen, I've known plenty of people that got hooked on cocaine that kept up with whatever they had to keep up with for a year. Before they exploded.
And by the way, the drugs you're using, the brain effects often don't manifest for 5 or 10 years. You won't even know what you've done to yourself for 10 years.
Right, and they don't want to. It's they don't want you to be 29 and have your mom say to Dad, "Harry, it's your turn to change Desade's drool bucket. Get in there."
It's horrifying, and then to also recognize that this might be the beginning of addiction, which is actually a lesser concern than the damage you might have done to yourself, which is irreversible and devastating for a parent.
All right, so what is the answer? It's good that you're keeping up. It's a little bit of a abnormality that you're doing all these drugs and on the honor roll at school, but I'm guessing...
That can happen. I've seen that. Doesn't go on forever. Doesn't go on forever.
How did I phrase it, Drew? This is a once-in-a-lifetime aberration, or what did I say? I said it's a little bit of an abnormality.
All right.
Please. But I'm guessing the grades will go down before you put the bong down. And that'll happen in another 6 or 8 months, and then it'll be a distant memory.
Yeah.
The A's will turn to B's, B's to C's, and D's to violent crime.
Nah.
All right, D's to fails to violent crime. Thank you, Drew.
Not with pot.
All right, not with the weed, but he's doing the acid. He's drinking a lot, too.
Yeah.
All right. So what is my point? I don't know, Drew.
It's your birthday.
Don't do so many drugs. It's my birthday. I shouldn't have to talk so much. All right. Stephen Baldwin. Where is Stephen Baldwin, by the way?
We didn't hear that.
All right, but what time did his publicist call? I mean... he knows the show starts at 10, right?
Yeah, he's seriously called 4 times.
Oh, all right. Because didn't somebody call him at
Steve is a very punctual fellow.
Okay, all right.
Chronically on time.
We're happy to have him here. All right, Ann, can we eat some pie now, please? Okay,
Whatever.
We'll be back.
Loveline on the world famous Carolla.
Hi, this is Ken,
Chris, and Jay
from the Squirrel Nut Zippers, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, Drew's favorite song.
I like this.
Yeah, I know you do. Got real instruments and stuff. All right, I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Stephen Baldwin should be here whenever he shows up. He'll be here. Oh, he is here. Yeah, Lisa's giving me this... Lisa's giving me the look up at the monitor and nod the head. Is that what that is? Yes, he is here. And more importantly, pie is on the way as well.
Birthday pie.
Birthday pie. And as you know, it is a tradition in the Carolla family to serve pie instead of cake for all occasions. Oh, I've been to 2 weddings lately. That god-awful cake. That god-awful white, lardy, creamy, crappy, it's, emblazoned with some sort of writing and some form of caustic, sugary gel, and then the fake hard roses. Oh, that is just, all you, the white trash out there just needs to gobble that stuff up and wash it down with some of that Sunny Delight or Mountain Dew, and you'll be in your little hog heaven.
Instead, we should have wedding pie.
Pie, yes, and here's why pie gets a bad rap.
How would you multi-layer it?
Huh?
And how could you make it pretty? And how could you multi-layer it?
Look, we can put men on the moon.
Right.
We can certainly we could put the scientists to work on some sort of pie. There's got to be some sort of structural engineers willing to go to work on crust. for Christ's sake, and make a pie that will sustain the weight of the, the pillars and the other pies, and then the little, bride and groom and all that stuff. All right, Stephen Baldwin is here, and he brought food. Good. You're not interested in having any of my pie, are you, Stephen?
I'll have your pie any day, Jack.
Okay. He's drunk and sunburned.
Don't say that.
All right. Where were you?
I haven't had a drink in 8 years, young man.
Really?
So respect me, God damn it.
All right.
Come over this, whatever this is, and perform some act.
Act of sodomy?
Some act of sodomy.
What were you doing today? You were out in the sun?
I was golfing, actually.
Oh,
hey,
yes.
How you doing?
Good.
This is the first time I've looked at you.
We were lovers in college.
No, it was high school.
All right.
No, it was grammar school.
I didn't want people to know how old we were.
Hey, Doc.
Hey,
How you doing?
now the reason Stephen was
they've
golfing...
turned, that mic has changed hands many times, but you and I are still here, Doc.
That's right. I think it's going to change hands about 11:30 too tonight.
Look
I think.
at this giant turd I'm about to eat, man. Isn't this gross?
What is that?
That's a Metarex bar.
Oh, please. That science food?
So I can be pumped like Arnold.
You look good. What are you doing? Lifting a lot of weights?
Yeah, I'm lifting weights, a lot of sex,
Right.
a lot of metric bars.
Right.
Isn't that just, look at how gnarly that is, bro.
Yeah, you got to keep that out of the sun.
Can I, yeah.
He's having to peel that up like a motorcyclist off the 405. What flavor is that?
Fudge brownie.
It can't be good for you. I know it tastes good.
It's great for you.
Really? All right.
You know what I love about it? I don't even know if it's good for you, but I just love how it says engineered food.
Yeah, but to me...
Sound cool, Doc?
It's too...
The only person that should be engineering food is God.
It's too Orwellian. If you want to engineer food, put some saltpeter into the Sunny Delight, and let's straighten out this country once and for all.
Can I have, can I get a bottle of water? Can I?
All right. Hold on. Stephen.
Make a pimpy request
This is not snack time with Stephen. This is a very important national radio show.
I'm sorry.
And you're here to plug your golf tournament.
Yes, I'll stop eating.
All right.
You want a cigar?
Yeah, I will.
Do you like cigars?
Yeah. Are we allowed to smoke? We can't smoke them in here.
It's metric bars and cigars.
Hey, if you let me have a cigar, Adam, we can smoke them in here.
Okay. Engineer Mike wants a cigar.
All right, check this out now.
And then that's fine.
All right, now, I only have one to give away. No, I have two to give away.
And give Drew the good one, because Drew's into the good one.
I'm okay.
Thank you very much. You.
All right, I'm going to go ahead with the
Vision
plugging
of
here.
loveliness.
Yeah, she is.
And I owe her one kick in the butt because she told me your studio was west of the 405. And my publicist told me your studio was west of the 405. Isn't this great? We have like a whole, like entourage of, intellectuals running your operation here.
Your publicist like to gesture you.
Intellectuals.
So who's the serious cigar smoker? You or
Drew enjoys a cigar more than I.
How often do you smoke them?
Once a month.
He's a doctor.
What about
What can't be talking about?
I'm worried they're harmful.
No, I can't see anyone over there. Who said
Mike,
something?
the engineer.
Engineer Mike wants one.
How often does he smoke them?
He smokes some. Well, listen. When the bong isn't in the way, he's got a cigar in his mouth. That's the only thing that slows him down.
All right, bro, this is a Partagas D series,
Oof.
ranked in the world number 4 right here. That's $38 in my hand, Jack.
Really?
Yeah.
Drew, you know the Partagas?
Yeah.
Okay, so that goes in. Homie, you're a doctor, so you can't smoke a lot. This is a little Fuente, very rare, very tough to get.
Very nice.
Little sport model,
Yeah.
little butt plug model.
You got like a Tipperillo or something? I like something with a plastic tip. I like something I can chew on for a long time.
That was genius.
Oh, boy, you're in for a thrill ride tonight, Stephen, because I got a million of those. All right, listen, Stephen, please, let me get down to some business here.
Yeah.
You got this golf tournament that's coming up.
Yes,
it is Foreplay 97. Now, is this in place of doing the pool aid?
Well, you know what? The Pool Aid is a billiards tournament.
Right.
It has had a very successful 5-year run. We maxed out the Hollywood Athletic Club the last 2 years in a row.
Right. It's always a big event, especially if you're living out here in Los Angeles. You always hear about it.
And the lovely folks at APLA decided, hey, you and Jason are into golf. Why don't we flip, switch it over?
Right.
We're undecided about what's going to happen with the billiards tournament. It's such a cool thing.
Right.
that we may continue to do that either in addition to the golf tournament or something. We're just trying to like give that a rest for a year.
Why don't you give it to another Baldwin? I mean,
that's possible.
Alex probably too busy. Billy maybe. What's the fourth?
Dano.
Dano.
Yeah,
give it to Dano. Let him take care of it.
No. It's my pool tournament.
I wanted to keep it in the family, yet free you up to go out and do other endeavors, philanthropic and otherwise.
Babe. I don't need to be freed up.
All right.
I'm just, that pimpy that I can do both.
I'm just here to make suggestions. All right, so the tournament takes place Monday, June 23rd.
I'll try this.
Yeah, try some of that engineered food, and then see if you can engineer a fart. And that is Monday. That is 10 o'clock. And where does it take place? It's at the
Braemar Country Club in Tarzana.
Right. Now, how do you get involved with this if you're
Now,
interested?
the thing that your listeners should know, I'm sure demographically what I'm about to say is quite logical. Your listeners should know that there's going to be a lot of fun celebrities coming out to play golf.
Right.
To benefit AIDS Project Los Angeles. We're going to have Bud Girls. We're going to have MTV.
You have the Playmate.
We're going to have Playmates.
Golf team.
So any of you young little hoodlums out there.
Oh, my God.
That would like...
Yes.
There's
Now
engineered
the pie.
food.
Yes.
You guys are vomitous.
It's my birthday. I'm eating pie.
Is it your birthday?
Yes. Thank you.
So what sign are you?
I'm a Gemini. But
My
you
birthday
knew it.
was May 12th.
Oh, really?
What is your age?
I'm 33.
You got me, pal.
How old are you?
31.
Oh, all right. We
Do you
can
have any
still
children?
hang out. 8. No, I don't have any kids. I know you have kids.
I gotcha.
I know, but you could lend me one of yours in case I was trying to impress a woman. Are they well behaved?
I don't think so.
All right, but we could hang out a little, couldn't we?
Look at you guys. You're sitting here with apple pie, pumpkin pie.
Yes, and
Drew.
you're eating engineered
I
crap.
jumped to get the
What
taste
happened?
of that Metrix bar out of my mouth. That was like chewing on vitamins.
All right, please. The man is sponsored by the company. It's $8 for one of those bars, Drew. Your bite was $1.75, so please don't criticize. All right, listen. We have to go to break.
Anyway, I want to finish that thought, please, quickly.
All right,
and then you can go to
quickly,
break.
Go ahead.
But a lot of the kids that are out there listening, it's a great cause. It's AIDS Project Los Angeles. It does a lot of in-house work with patients, people suffering from AIDS virus, brings them groceries, takes them shopping, drives them around, helps them. Very, very hands-on organization. That's why we like them. And if you want to come out, and you can pay to come out on the course and watch a lot of kooky celebrities having a good time for a great cause.
And it's not like it's Bob Hope's chauffeur and one of his riders from the old series is going to be teeing off. It's a bunch of playmates and stuff. Right. It's a bunch of young, wild, crazy people who are going to be smacking those balls all over the place.
So check this out. I've printed very pimply here on this card for tickets to buy into the tournament and for updated event information. Please call 213-993-1335. Again, the number is 213-993-1335.
All right. Sold like a true pimp. And we will talk more about the tournament, and we will get to more calls and talk to Stephen about upcoming projects after this. Stephen Baldwin is here tonight, talking about his many philanthropic endeavors, mainly Foreplay, which is a golf tournament that aids Project L.A. Lots of celebrities, playmates, and the likes. Teeing off in, is it in Encino? Tarzana, right next to Encino. If you got a good driver, you could get it into Encino. All right, let's get some calls. Kathy, 28.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Dr. Drew. Hi, Stephen.
Hey.
I had a question that's directed to the both of you concerning addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And what you were talking about a clinical definition, like last week with the sneaker pimps, Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
And
what a pleasant experience that was.
Yeah, well, it was such good radio because you guys really got into it, so I really didn't hear what your explanation
Definition is, the broadest definition would be a disorder, a disease, with a genetic biological basis in which the hallmark is progressive use and or preoccupation in the face of adverse consequences.
Mm-hmm.
An adverse consequence would be problems at health, problems at school, work, relationships, finance, legal. I think that's everything. and then some component of denial.
Okay,
So
what-
really, if you are having consequences as a result of your relationship to a substance, and there's some momentum with that relationship, and oh, by the way, there's alcoholism in your family, that's addiction.
Well, let's relive a little that sneaker pimp debate that happened just last week, in which Liam from the Sneaker Pimps got up and left drunk at 11:30 on foot, heading who knows what direction, and we still haven't found out what happened to him. All we know is they had a gig the following day in Arizona.
Yeah, Dr. Drew was pretty hot.
Yeah, well, don't F around with Drew when it comes to addiction. Engineer Mike, do you have any of that, or we need a little...
What was that?
Did you hear that?
No.
Every time Engineer Mike turns on his mic to talk, everyone yells at the same time, and it just basically, it's like the floor of the stock exchange in there. Although, if I tell a joke and you turn the mic on, you hear the crickets. All right, so did you answer her question?
She didn't ask a question.
Oh.
No, I didn't really ask the question yet. My question is, what is the difference between abuse and, like, alcohol
Abuse is, abuse of any drug can be harmful, but it won't progress, and there's no family history there.
Okay, so there has to be a family history as well.
Well, it doesn't have to be. About 90% plus of addictions have some form of family history there. It doesn't have to be there.
All right, let's take a trip back in memory lane here to last week with the Sneaker Pimps, and hear what Drew had to say to Liam.
Well, don't talk about it, because I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, this is off the air.
Right, okay. Boys.
It's about something else. Stop it. The definitions.
Are you going to keep going on?
Yeah, if you're going to rib me, yeah.
Shall I do it with the margarine? Yeah, do it afterwards.
What are you going on?
Look, we couldn't do
I'm not being anything. I'm not trying to be anything. You.
Oh, come on, you two.
Come on, everyone. Have a good time, please.
All right, that was not the argument between Drew and Liam. That was the off-air argument that Engineer Mike captured when we were trying to get liners out of them, and just before Liam picked up and left. Stephen Baldwin tonight is here for the duration of the show, aren't you, Stephen?
You are correct, sir.
You're not going to get up and go anywhere. You're having too good a time.
Absolutely not. I'm just proud to be a member of this production.
Thank you. Finally, some respect from a guest. Leslie, 19.
Hello?
Hey.
Oh, hi. Happy birthday, Adam.
Thank you.
Oh, happy birthday, Adam.
Thanks, Stephen. You know, we missed
Did I
Stevens.
say that?
Stevens was the 12th. He's a Taurus.
Hung like a bull. I mean, no! Sorry, you were saying? What's your question, miss?
Oh, okay. I was wondering, does multiple facial piercings cause brain damage?
Depends how deep they go.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, if they pierce your skull,
They
I'd
cause
imagine.
facial mutilation.
Oh, I heard that, like, the way, if you pierce it, like, you can hit nerves,
Yes, facial nerves, sure.
and
Cranial
it can
nerve.
cause brain damage.
If infection develops, sure.
You can take on the appearance of someone who has brain damage, but I don't know if it's actually going to affect your reasoning.
Doc,
I mean, if you hit the
I
facial nerve-
I usually never do this, but what?
That's what I think she's.
So wait a second. If infection is caused, it can cause brain damage. You mean like?
Well, again, infection can ascend into the brain, cause meningitis and abscesses and things. And it's such
Yeah,
a
but what
thing.
kind of an infection? Like gangrene?
No. Oh, no.
A little infection?
It can infections in the head and neck can become rip roaring in a few hours. I mean,
I affect your brain.
Yeah. Listen, what do you think one of the leading causes of meningitis is?
Piercings?
Ear infection.
Uh-huh.
It gets right in. I mean, this is proximity to Stephen. There's not much distance for
Stephen,
infection to travel.
Hey, I'm just a
don't
schmuck
start
from
with
Long
Drew.
Island, pal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't
I'm just a
F with the
weenie
doctor.
actor from Long Island, Jack.
And I think what she's referring to in actuality, I've never heard of anything like this actually happening, as a matter of fact, though. So what she's probably referring to is the fact that people can get facial nerve injuries and make it paralysis of part of their face, and that makes it look like there's brain damage, but it's not really a brain issue. It's a peripheral nerve issue.
What do you what do you want a piercing, Leslie?
No, I have 16.
In your face?
Yeah.
Where?
Really?
Where?
Well, most of them are in my ears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's not your face.
Yeah, but I like...
Do you have any like through your eyebrow?
head.
In your eyebrows?
Yeah, I've got one there.
How about your schnoz?
My nose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your tongue?
Yeah.
Lips?
Yeah.
Cheek?
No.
Neck?
No.
Forehead?
No. My ears.
So you just got a lot in your ears.
Yeah.
So you only stand to like look like Dumbo when you're 90.
No. No, but like, I was a...
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
19.
So you got that pimpy little high-tech thing there, Tony.
What's going on with you?
Right. And then my experience, people that do heavy piercing is a sign of some kind of an abuse.
Who do you
Usually-
hate more, your
usually-
mom or your dad?
Nobody.
Usually physical abuse in this kind of situation.
What went on with you?
Nothing.
Nobody ever raised a hand to you, ever?
No.
Never.
No.
And you love your mom and your dad very much?
Oh, I don't know my dad.
Oh, okay. How about your mom?
I live with my mom.
How come you don't know your dad?
He just left
How long ago?
when I was 3.
You were 3.
Yeah.
Did you have a stepdad?
No.
So mom never got back together with a guy?
No.
All right, so it's just you and your mom.
Yeah.
Did she ever have guys
And my
in the
grandma.
And your grandma.
Yeah.
All living together.
Yeah.
Does your grandma have piercings?
No.
All right. What
She
are
has
they?
a tattoo.
She has a tattoo?
Yeah.
Grandma's got a tattoo that can...
It's
It's a tune. There's a tune there somewhere.
Was she on a destroyer in World War II, or what? Where'd she get the tat?
She's got a battleship.
It's just some guy's name.
Really?
Yeah.
That's love.
Yeah.
Grandma may be 38. How old is Grandma?
She's 62.
Okay.
I love it, too. What's her number?
Where's the guy with the name?
I don't know.
Oh, he's not
I think
around?
He's dead.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, so Leslie, you want to get more piercings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
Like, I don't know, another one in my nose.
Mhm.
Like, another one in my tongue.
Right, because right now you're almost unemployable, but you're not going to be happy until even a video store
But I
won't
do have
employ
a
you.
job.
You have a job.
Yes.
At what video store?
I'm a radio DJ.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, then all bets are off.
What?
Really? Your voice is worse than mine. How can you work in radio?
I just do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I love that.
All right. All right, well, Leslie, if you're in radio, all bets are off. Continue with the piercings.
Oh.
You'll not suffer any permanent brain damage.
Nothing wrong, so I won't have any permanent damage to my head.
You can dissolve the cartilage in your ear and nose. Sure, you can have deformities. But, these are relatively...
Oh, Drew, you're just jealous.
You can get, they can accidentally nick the artery in the tongue when they put one of those tongue piercings in, and it can swell up to the size of a grapefruit and occlude your airway. That can happen. These things can happen. but-
Tracheotomy, no problem.
Yeah, or you could be taking off a turtleneck in a hurry one night and just have to have a team of firemen come in with the jaws of life to extricate you from your sweater. It just seems like a dumb idea.
Tracheotomy, bro.
I hate to pass judgment.
Radar did it with a big pen, so can you. Don't worry about it.
And I think that was Alan Alda that performed the actual tracheotomy.
I thought it was Radar that smacked that sucker in there. Or maybe he just found the
It was a
pen.
good episode of MASH, either way.
Right.
I do remember that one.
All right.
Brooke, 17, you're on with Stephen Baldwin.
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Thank you.
I cut myself. I haven't been recently. I've done it for about a week. My boyfriend just recently broke up with me, and I'm still living with him.
Ugh.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, well,
You're 17. Why are you living?
I'm trying to get a job to get my own apartment because my mom won't let me come back and live in the house.
Why? Why would she live with him?
She was upset that I moved out in the first place
Why did you move out?
because I wanted to live with him.
How old is he?
He's 24.
Uh-huh. And why didn't things work out with this guy?
He said I had a low self-esteem, and I don't know, that that was his reason then, and then his reason now is that
I can see this guy. You have low self-esteem, and while you're in the kitchen, give me another beer.
And he also said that he changed it after I asked him a couple weeks later, and he said it's because personality differences.
Really?
Yes.
And did you ever cut on yourself before this?
Oh, no. It's
No.
like on my hand, but I mean...
Taking a knife and cutting on your forearm. Young people do that, or people do that as a way.
Oh, it's all the rage. Stephen,
things.
you've
been out of it
You've
too
been
long.
running with those Hollywood types too long. You don't know what it's like to be out in the streets here.
But I'm a little... What does that mean?
It's
Take a
just,
knife and cutting yourself.
Cutting.
So she deliberately took some instrument and
cut on
opened her
herself.
flesh.
Yes.
Yes.
And people do that as a way of, usually it's not an attempt to commit suicide in this kind of setting.
I
It's
used to do that.
It's usually a way of releasing tension.
Did you?
Yeah, but I didn't say it in such simple terms.
Well, what happened with you?
Well, I was hammered, dude. So,
Right.
I mean, it's like a long
I mean, you're
story.
like high on drugs? But I
Something
mean,
like
were you
that.
trying to kill yourself or hurt yourself?
No, I was
or
in a taxi cab with my friend Josh, and we were like wasted, and I just took out a knife and started cutting myself through my jeans.
Yeah, but
laughing about it, it was more like a Sid Vicious kind of episode.
Yeah, but that's like a little different. That's sort of loaded machismo,
and then I cut his lip,
testosterone-driven.
which was really cool. You should have seen the look on his face.
Yeah, guys do that kind of stuff where you.
So wait a second. So what's your name?
Brooke.
Brooke, and you're 17.
Yes.
Okay, and it's the first time you've ever cut yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Where did you cut yourself?
Like my hands, on the top of my hands.
With what did you do it?
A razor blade.
Mm-hmm. No one ever cuts on the small of
Did you
their
bleed?
back.
No.
Yeah.
I've seen on the legs and abdomen, though.
Right.
All right.
So where's the boyfriend now? Is he working?
Yeah.
Where does he work?
Oh God.
Let's get down to the real brass tacks here. What happened to your dad? Where's your dad?
Where's my dad?
Yeah.
My real dad lives in California.
And when did he?
Florida.
How old were you when he left?
Real little, like 1.
And how about the stepdad?
He's a real jerk.
Yeah. What did he do to you?
He's hit me a couple times,
And
that's about it.
Were you abused by somebody else after that too?
No.
You ever raped or anything?
No.
Okay. Just this 24-year-old now is abusing her.
Well, yeah, he dumped me and just real upsetting, I guess.
Yeah.
I think you need to get back in with your mom. I know you burnt a serious bridge there. Where's your mom? I'd like to talk to her. Can we get hold of her?
No,
Why not?
because she's asleep.
Yeah, but I mean, this is your life we're talking about here.
Yeah, but I mean, I talked to my mom and all, and we've been talking about letting me come back. So I mean,
That would be that would be a good thing.
Tell her you understand. Listen, Brooke.
Yeah.
And we got about 20 seconds. So let me tell you how to handle your mom.
Okay.
Listen, you tell her you're sorry for the pain you put her through. You thought you were an adult. You're not an adult. You're still her child.
Yeah.
You know you've had some differences, but she loves you. You love her. Let's not turn this into some kind of rift that is going to haunt us our entire life so that we both hate each other well into our 40s. And I don't want to ruin my kid's life because I have a horrible relationship with you. Let's just patch things up, get it together, and I will be out soon enough, and I will be on my best behavior during the time I'm back home. And no more cutting.
Here's Loveline. This is Loveline on radio station. KROQ-FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
The world famous K-Rock.
What's that?
What was that music?
Yeah, I don't know. Who was that?
Is that the official
Was that the Dust Brothers? What the hell was that?
Chemical Brothers.
Chemical Brothers. I know it was some
that
brothers.
thing that was just going boom, 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 like that?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just that, dude. That's that's sexy.
We can put that on a cassette.
I could bone to that, E.
You could bone to the theme from Schindler's List. I'm guessing.
No, I couldn't.
I bet you could.
I could bone to the tune that was the end credits of Schindler's.
Right.
But not the theme.
I don't know what the theme was, but I was just using
And
a
then
little
like
hyperbole.
the underscore when that kid was in the sewer.
Right.
That I could really get into.
Maybe just get like a hand job during that scene because you are very sensitive.
Adam!
It is Stephen Baldwin who is here tonight talking about...
That's not funny.
I'm plugging. Hold on. Foreplay here is Monday. That is June 23rd at Braemar Country Club in Tarzana at 10 a.m. And this is where a bunch of celebrities and, like I said, it's not the Bob Hope type golf tournament. These are young celebrities, playmates, and everyone else getting together and teeing off for a good cause.
And bud chicks.
Oh, and bud chicks.
213-993-1335.
And it's just...
See that? I just memorized that. Did I do it right? Cheryl's...
I don't have anything in
press
front of me.
your
I'm
nose
going
up
with
against
yes.
the glass if I did it right. Yeah.
And she put her ear against it.
Okay.
All right, now...
213-993-1335
Keep giving you this greeting. It's amazing.
Is the ticket phone number, hotline, bat phone, info, pimp daddy line phone.
And this is an offshoot of Pool Aid, which you started 5 years ago.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I'd say
Well,
this is a whole
another
new thing.
It benefits the same cause, though.
This is Hollywood, bro. You gotta act like it's some whole new thing.
Right. Like The Lost World is not Jurassic Park 2, it's The Lost World.
Exactly, something
totally different
has
thing.
survived.
Let's talk about movies.
Isn't that retarded that like $87.5 million in 4 days.
Fled made that
Want to
the
hear a funny
first day.
Steven Spielberg story?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm there meeting Steven Spielberg and the writer of The Lost World for The Lost World. I go in and I meet Steven Spielberg.
Michael Crichton?
No, that's the writer of the book. The writer of the screenplay is some cat whose name escapes me now.
How long ago?
I'll probably never get another gig with him.
When
just
is
like I
this?
didn't get that one. This was, I don't know, a while ago.
Was it a year ago?
No, less than that.
Okay.
Like 9 months.
But before they made the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
And I come in, I go up to Mr. Spielberg's offices. Kept me waiting 45 minutes, but hey, he's Steven Spielberg. And I wait an hour and 45 minutes for him because he's so sexy. And I'm sitting there, and there's
I haven't seen Paul Lynde done in a long time.
And there's
Paul Lynde has not been done in a long time.
When I was a kid, I used to do an impersonation of Paul Lynde.
Give me a little Paul
From
Lynde.
the Hollywood Squares.
Let's go to X to block.
And he'd go like this. He'd go, it's a baggie.
Paul, what do you do with a lady finger? You say ignore it and keep on driving.
Ignore it and keep on driving. Pretty good, huh?
That was great.
That's not a bad Paul Lynde.
And I did a hell of a Peter Marshall there,
Thanks,
I
baby.
think.
Anyway, me, Stevie Spielberg, and the Pimpy Writer. Pimpy Writer was the writer on Twister. So I'm crapping a pickle, and I'm sitting there going, Steve, yeah, babe, love you, babe, yeah. And he goes, my wife loved The Usual Suspects. And I said, oh, cool. Wondering subliminally what he's really trying to say. But anyway, I got to be careful here.
Yes.
We're talking about God.
Yeah.
And he turns around, and I say, hey, did you see the poster outside here near the studio of Twister, which was like just a big white sign that said Twister with like a tire sticking out of it, and like all this cool. It was the coolest billboard I'd ever seen. And the writer says, yes, well, I wrote that movie. And I said, oh, cool. And Spielberg says, isn't that funny? And we both kind of look at me, and he goes, isn't it funny that Twister will come out, and I hold the 3 reigning weekend box office records, and your movie that you worked on, that you wrote, will come out and probably take it away from me, and now we're working together on The Lost World, and right back on Labor Day of the following year, we'll get it right back.
So he's like a Jewish Nostradamus.
No, but it's like I'm sitting there listening to Steven Spielberg like banter about the weekend world international box office record. So like there I am, like I mean talk to me about like,
World hunger.
No, talk to me about like, the most stolen bases in the major league. Don't talk to me about the fact that you're going to make $87 million in 4 days.
Right.
Well,
and I said that to him. I said, I never thought I'd get to this table.
But
I said right to his face, I said, if you'd have told me 10 years ago that I'd be sitting like listening to like somebody banter back and forth about some like major league stolen bases record, I'd believe you. But not Steve Spielberg and the writer of Twister arguing about the weekend box office record.
You should have met.
What is that?
You should have hooked up with.
How cool is that?
Maury Wills.
How cool is that guy to like so casually turn around and say, "Isn't that funny that we're working together and your movie will probably take it away from me, and right back there on whatever weekend, I'll get it back."
No, let me just bring it back to Earth.
That guy is cool.
All right, hold on. Put that on a card, engineer Mike. We'll use that in upcoming shows. Now listen,
so awesome.
I wish everyone could see Steven now. He has a vein the size of a tree trunk coming out of his forehead. I've never seen.
No, that's huge, dude.
I know. Listen, I can't even imagine talking to a guy like Spielberg. For me, hearing you talk about Spielberg is going to be my story.
And then I saw the making of Jurassic recently.
Oh, you
on
did?
Some cable thing. And they have this like go motion animation kind of like this how the dinosaurs move in Jurassic Park, the first one.
Right.
It's some like groundbreaking new technology, blah 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 blah. Because it wasn't real enough for Steve. He's like, like when something moves by you very quickly. He said he says in the thing, when something moves by you very quickly, there's like a slight kind of like momentary blur to the subconscious, to the this, to the. I'm like, who cares?
Did you see the film?
I saw the
After
making
all
of
this? Yeah, but did you see the Lost World? Yes.
No, not yet.
No.
I'm too busy promoting my fabulous golf tournament foreplay.
All right, and we will also promote that as we go along. Ford.
Yeah.
You're 21. You're on Loveline with the elated Stephen Baldwin.
Hey, what's up?
I need to catch my breath.
Yeah, all right, I'll handle this. Don't worry.
Go
All
ahead.
right, I got
Ford.
I got
Yes.
a girlfriend I've been seeing for about 5 years now.
Where are you from, Ford?
I'm from Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right.
All right. So you got a girlfriend you've been seeing for a while.
I thought you were tired.
No, I've been seeing her for about 5 years now, and I've had 4 affairs with her, and she's had 1 affair with me.
What does that mean?
They're cheating.
Ah, okay.
And he's cheating more.
The term is
One more.
he's had them on her, not with her. Right?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you doing that safely?
Yeah.
No.
So.
No.
Okay, you use what, half a condom? What does that mean? You just put the condom around your nuts? What does so-so mean?
I've only used 1 condom, and that's been one of those exotic ones with, the things that...
But he's used it,
Why
used
aren't
it
you,
5
wait,
times.
now, wait a minute. First of all, why aren't you practicing safe sex?
What's that?
Why aren't you practicing safe sex?
Well, because this is the girl that I've had sex with when
what
I
about the
first
5
started
other girls?
What's that?
What about the 5 other girls?
No, I didn't.
Why don't you practice safe sex with these people?
Oh, because I've just been accustomed not to, and...
Why? He's not even giving us an excuse.
It's hard to teach an old penis new tricks, Drew, I think is what Ford is saying. Ford would like to, but his penis bitterly protests.
Ford, how old are you?
21.
21. Where were you born?
In Maryland.
In Maryland. Where do you reside now?
In Maryland.
Stephen, I don't want to interrupt here, but we did go over the Maryland thing. Ford's from Maryland.
Right, on the eastern shore of Maryland.
Do they sell condoms in Maryland?
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do now?
Oh, yeah.
It must just be the last couple of months.
Well,
'cause
Maryland has some of those weird laws.
I was out in Baltimore just a few weeks ago, and I couldn't find a condom, but I guess they've airlifted them in. All right, Ford, so what is your question besides, what is your question?
All right, my question is that,
some state.
I've been seeing this girl, I mean, she's pretty much my first, and, we've been together for about 5 years now. So I saw her when I was about 15, and, we're very best of friends, and we've gotten over all these incidences.
Yeah,
and
you
I was
think she
wondering
has.
if it should be a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
That you're still together?
Yes.
I think it's a bad thing. We really can't tell you accurately because we can't live your relationships for you. But in general, these relationships that start at 16 need to break apart so you can individuate and explore your relationships with other people wholeheartedly. Find out who you are, what you need from a relationship, and if then you want to get back together, fine. But don't drag each other through this pain.
Right.
Well, deal with the loss of this relationship. It's always the hardest to leave the first love.
Hey, Ford, you there?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Do you know what AIDS is?
Oh, yeah, I know what that is.
You do know what that is?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
Do you know how you get it?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Can I make a suggestion to you?
Suggest.
Yeah. It's Ford. Can I make a really deadly, seriously suggestion to you?
Uh-huh.
It's guys like you that are the reason I'm having the benefit that I'm having on June 23rd. It's so that I can get in front of a television camera and tell guys like you that you're dumb. And you know what? That if you think you can run around and be 21 and young and get laid and not run the risk of getting AIDS, you're dumb.
Or another sexually transmitted disease. I mean,
Ford,
they're substantial.
Ford.
All right.
Are you there?
Yes, he is.
I don't mean to insult you, homie, but you know what? I don't mean to insult you, but I just want to tell you something. You're playing a game, and it's not a very smart one.
I understand that, but the area I live in is very rural, and
it doesn't matter, bro.
And I mean,
all right, listen, Ford, don't argue with what. This is one of the Baldwins. Do you understand? This guy was a mere 8 months ago was being spat upon by Spielberg, who was telling him how much he was going to make in the next Labor Day release. So do not question one of the Baldwins.
No. But Ford.
Yeah, forget Ford. I'm getting rid of Ford.
He's gone?
I'm worried you're going to ask him where he's from again.
No, I'm not going to ask him. Ford, please, buddy. I mean,
he can hear you, though.
I know he can hear me. Ford, wear a condom. Tell your friends to wear condoms.
Here's another. Listen, let's flip it around. Women, don't have sex with guys that aren't wearing condoms. Women, if your boyfriend is cheating on you, dump him because he's endangering your life. He's putting you in harm's way. God forbid he should have your concerns in mind. Get rid of the guy.
I found it kind of ironic that this was the first girl that Ford had ever been with, and yet Ford is still with her, yet he'd been now with 8 or 9 girls, still with the first girl he'd ever been with.
The thing that's so freaky to me is like, maybe Ford is a lost cause. That's fine. But whoever's going to bone Ford should, like, not bone him or make him wear a condom.
That's the point.
Well, exactly. Exactly, that's the point. But here's the thing. There's a lot of people that are out there that are Ford's age in Maryland and wherever you are listening right now, what you need to realize is the sensation that you get and the pleasure you experience from having unsafe sex, whether you will or will not ever get some disease, doesn't matter. Talk to somebody, if you ever get the chance, that's got AIDS. Talk to them. Ask them how they feel. And then go ahead and be more stupid and keep acting the way you're acting. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm married 7 years. I got 2 kids. I know what sex is like without a condom, and I know what sex is like with a condom. I wore them with my wife before we were married and before we wanted to have children. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Very well put. And perhaps we could fly Ford out here to be some sort of a target at the driving range for the warm-up. Get Jason Priestley out of there and put Ford out there.
No, I say we have like a par 3 closest to the pin, run a train on Ford kind of thing.
Miko.
With a condom.
Miko, 15. You're on Loveline with Stephen Baldwin.
Miko?
Miko?
Mike.
Oh, it says M-I-K-O.
Oops. Oh, well.
All right. How much pot you smoking?
Just a little.
Just a little. All right.
Well,
For Christ's sake, don't tell Steven you've had sex without a condom.
No.
All right, good.
It's a great thing what he's doing. Anyway, Adam.
Yeah!
You have the best, personality and sense of humor I have ever...
When you have sex with Adam, wear a condom.
Yes, please. And be gentle.
Okay. And Drew, you were just like the smartest guy I've ever known.
Thank you, Mike.
I don't really know, but ever heard. And, Steven, I just saw, Fled.
Yeah.
It was great.
Thanks, homie.
I got one question.
Yeah.
What's with this pimp and homie stuff? You say that so much. I've just been listening tonight.
I don't know.
He's down with the language of the kids.
Well, you know what?
Ebonics?
No, it's not really anything. The homie thing, I don't that's...
You know, a new word for you. It should be dog. Call everyone
All right,
like...
hold on a second. Steven, don't lower yourself to this level. Mike, do you have a question?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, ask the damn question. I don't want to argue over
Let's hear it, dog.
here.
Okay. Okay, I masturbate, right?
All right.
Yeah.
I was getting that vibe.
But, I just noticed, the other day when I was, getting ready to, and my penis is, curved, and I never noticed it before, till, yesterday.
Right. It's like falling in love all over again. There's so many subtle things about your penis you never notice until you masturbate regularly. It's a wonderful thing. And by the way, I don't get ready to masturbate. I like to sneak up on myself. I like to surprise myself.
Well,
sometimes at work, sometimes in the shower. No, I don't plan it out. I'm very spontaneous. For instance, today's my birthday, so I may do something.
Happy birthday, too.
I may do something extra special. Perhaps get the producer Ann. I got the producer Ann hand puppet that I may use. It just creeps out from under the comforter. We have a little conversation, and then bam, it clamps right onto the honker.
Hey, Mike, it's like falling in love all over.
That wasn't that funny.
No, it really wasn't.
Anyway,
you got to get through some of those Metrex bars, and Ann too.
Hey,
all right, you may have this
unit in school. I wrote a poem about. It's called an Ode to Loveline.
All right, well, let's hear it.
Well, I'm not gonna recite it on air.
All right, then I'm hanging up.
I'll fax it to you, okay?
All right, please do, and then I'll throw it away. Mike, listen, it's normal to have some curvature in the penis. Is it not true?
That is true.
Yeah, I always want you to switch sides or something to make it
Yes,
better.
go ahead.
Or what?
I wouldn't be too terribly concerned about it, but sure.
See if you can incorporate your foot. Okay?
That would be scary.
Even if it's just turning the pages or holding a cigarette, see if you can work the foot into it.
Okay.
All right, Mike. Young 15-year-old Mike. Listen, if you just noticed your penis was curved the other day after, 2 years straight of masturbatory habits, I'm guessing it's not a real steep curve.
That or, he needs eyes examined.
I think it's pimpy.
Ariel.
Hi.
Hey, you're 26.
Yep.
All right.
First of all, I want to let you guys know that people from Maryland actually do wear condoms.
Oh, they do?
Thank you very much. Adam, you're hysterical. You kill me.
Thanks.
Drew, you do wonderful service. Bless you. You're empathic. It's great.
Thank you.
Stephen Baldwin, you're awesome. Keep it up.
What's the question, Ariel?
My question is, I went to a convention, a science fiction convention, this weekend, and I hooked up with some people who I kind of knew, and turns out they were into this massive S&M scene, and I was like drinking, and they were like wandering onto this floor that apparently all the S&Mers like got.
That was a whole Dungeons and Dragons thing. It wasn't S&M.
Well, it was, but all the people who were into S&M got on the same floor of a hotel.
Right. Oh, yeah. They have these S&M conventions. Actually, we had a band in here who was staying at a hotel where an S&M convention was going on. You remember that, Drew? A few months back.
I don't know who that was.
So what happened?
But basically, I got into some situations that I really didn't like. We wandered into a room where there was a guy like in diapers and all tied up, and tubes coming out of him from top and bottom, and
oh my God,
it was just really freaking me out. And I have some issues myself about it.
Well, what did you do?
Well, I freaked, but like the person who was taking care of him was like, I need to go get him dinner so you guys watch him, and like left, like make sure he doesn't gag. And so we were like sitting there with this guy's life in our hands. I'm like,
We didn't gag on what?
One of the tubes.
he had a tube attached to like an oxygen thing. It's completely freaky.
Over his face?
Yeah.
All right, so he was in bondage.
He was massive. He was like on a gurney and stuff.
Okay. I have no idea what people derive sexual pleasure out of anything these days.
So what was being pumped into the mask that was over his face?
Oxygen.
All right, the point is he was wearing a hood. He couldn't breathe on his own, and his only breathing apparatus was probably this tube. And if the maid came by and got the thing sucked up into the vacuum cleaner, this guy would have been screwed, right, Ariel?
Right.
So you had, did you break wind into the tube just as a gag?
No.
No, because if you're really into bondage and S&M, that's what you're looking for.
You mentioned in passing that you had some issues with this stuff. What's the deal?
Well, basically, I was molested when I was 4.
Right.
And my father,
This must have been horrifying for you then.
he was really inappropriate with me sexually.
No, but I mean, then seeing all this abuse must have made you just absolutely withdraw.
Yeah, basically. And when, and I was like drunk and stuff, and then.
But it still must. I bet you had anxiety attacks for a long time afterwards.
Yeah,
too.
well, actually, it just happened this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm completely freaked because then, like, the people I was with started getting really weird and started pulling like sharp things out and wanted me to scratch their backs up with them.
Oh my God!
And I was just like, at this point, I was just like, fine, whatever. And I was really, really angry, and I just did it. And
oh my!
And they're like trying to tell me that I was kinky, like a lot of time before that, trying to convince me.
All right, but Ariel, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think you stumbled onto something that you enjoyed, and that's why it frightens you?
No. Well, I guess I'm
just asking. Are you afraid that you sort of enjoyed it?
I'm afraid that. I'm afraid what it is it's kind of how to say this, letting out the wounded part of me.
Right.
Kind of, I guess, acting out.
All right. We're running late for break, so here's what happened. You had some horrible atrocities committed to you. You put them underground. Then you had a couple of cocktails and stumbled into a dungeon at the Ramada Inn. And it all came spewing out. Right. And that's good. Seize this opportunity. Shush, Drew. Please. Use this opportunity. Get some counseling, get some therapy, and work on it now. It got exposed.
I bet. God damn it. Excuse my French, but I bet, Ariel, you're going to feel like you're just kind of barely holding things together. Is that true right now?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been having trouble sleeping and
right. Just expect a lot of anxiety and a lot of panic because these feelings can be very overwhelming. I agree with Adam. Get some help, but don't be surprised by how you feel.
Okay, I already have help because I'm bipolar, so I was just...
Then get in there more regularly, and then make sure your medication levels are adjusted.
All right, Drew. Is it all right if I touch the buttons now?
Yes.
Drew, and that's the young, rambunctious Stephen Baldwin.
Hey!
Doing his impression of Mel the Tailor, which he will star as in the next movie he's
Just
doing.
Quickly where my career is headed.
Mel the Tailor Measures Your Inseam. It's coming out this summer.
You like that, Adam?
That was good. That was a good Jew cough.
Bro, it's like falling in love all over it. That was so huge, bro.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, why don't you get me into one of your movies? Could you do that? Do you have that kind of
calling? Because I've been masturbating for several years now. I just noticed that my penis has a slight curve. Ah, yes. And it's like falling in love all over again, isn't it?
I like this. Usually our guests just sit there with that grouper look on their face and look...
Dude, that was huge.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing my talent.
By the way...
And I know comedy.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of falling in love all over again, remember the big diatribe you went on about swooping down on my wife like a hawk?
Yes.
She's telling everyone now that both of us know that you are in love with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's
Is
Drew's
she
wife.
sexy?
Yes, she is. And
What is her age?
she's
37.
47. Oh, 37. sorry.
37. You're going to get smacked for that
I
one,
know.
pal.
She doesn't look a day over
37's
14.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
she's
love,
right.
Actually, 40 to 50s I find to be very intriguing.
Well, how old is your wife? She younger than you or
She's
older?
my age.
Oh, your age.
But my wife is timeless.
Oh, yes.
Timeless.
I mean, she's listening.
No, she's not.
Oh, she's not?
No.
Where is she?
She's in New York.
Well, let me talk to you for just a second. I'm not going to bring your wife into this, but I'm curious about the Baldwins. I know you answer this crap all day long, but I'm interested, and I bet a lot of our
Well, not all
listeners
day.
are as well. You guys all grew up in New York? Is it?
Long Island.
Long Island. And is there 4 brothers and 2 sisters?
Correct.
And I guess Alec broke out first, came out west, got into the movies. Is that what happened?
Got into the movies, yeah.
And then everyone just sort of followed.
See, when you're doing a show like this, if you say breakout, that could be misconstrued in many ways. So.
Well, here's what's interesting to me about the family. Alec is very civic-minded. I mean, he has a career in politics, I'm sure.
Well, now technically he is only the head of the Creative Coalition in New York.
Yeah, I see the guy on C-SPAN debating, senators,
Yeah, he's on
Republican
Crossfire,
senators.
and he does all that stuff.
And he's an amazingly articulate, intelligent, high IQ guy. I mean, it's not just that sort of pretty boy actor thing. I've seen this guy sit down and do some debates.
He's an assassin.
He really is.
And you know what's so great? You know what he told me the other day?
Hmm.
He said, you know what my favorite thing to do is? Because he talks like this.
Right.
He says he loves to go on Crossfire.
Yeah.
And when he knows he's going to go on Crossfire, he loves running into Pat Buchanan.
Yeah.
Several weeks before he knows he's supposed to go on the show. Because then, he'll see him and he'll lean into him and go, hey, Pat, how you doing? See you in a couple weeks.
Do a little Clint Eastwood for
He'll go
me,
like this.
would
He'll
you?
go, Pat, see you in a couple weeks. Be sure to eat lots of vitamins, Pat, because I'm going to eat you for lunch. Isn't that sick? Isn't that cool? That's like on a Spielberg level, though.
I have
That's
seen
like that
him.
Spielberg
Yeah,
thing
what do you
again.
need Spielberg for? Your brother's Alec Baldwin.
No, but I'm saying that confidence, that pimpiness, that chutzpah.
I'm telling you. There's nothing I hate more than a really good-looking guy who's married to a beautiful woman who makes a ton of money in the acting business, being as articulate and as intelligent and as
he is a
civic-minded.
He is a macadocious pimp daddy.
Yes, I've seen him on this Crossfire show,
He's
and I
hardcore.
have seen him completely dismantle these right-wingers, and it's absolutely amazing. And I'm wondering, what do your folks do? Are they teachers? Are they educators?
My dad passed away a long time ago, but he was somebody that instilled that drive to. I mean, my dad was somebody who was of a similar nature and mindset, only on a much more
local,
smaller scale. He was a school teacher, and he was the kind of teacher that. He was like that Nick Nolte in Teachers kind of teacher. You know what I
Right.
mean? He was the teacher that went out and instilled that motivation in the students, and then they went on to create change.
Right.
He's that kind of a cat. And but Alec and both William are extremely politically involved.
Right.
And
you're maybe not on the political end, but you're involved with many other...
it's pretty funny because in 15 years, I'll be the schmuck that runs for president, and they'll be in the wings going, yes, now it starts my fellow Americans, and I'll be going, my fellow Americans.
No, I absolutely, and I say this without jest, that Alec Baldwin will probably hold some political office, senator or possibly even president in the next 10 to 15 years.
I would say that
certainly if Reagan could pull it off.
Alec's a deep dude, and he's a smart guy, and he's off on a new aspect of his personal life now with his new daughter, and he's having fun, and he's going through a lot of changes.
But let me ask you this.
And you never know. I would be very surprised if he concretely decided to ever actually want to run to hold a political office. I would be very surprised. There are other ways he can serve that need without actually having to do that. But you never know.
But and I know it sounds like a trite question, is he happy?
Absolutely.
He is.
Are you sick in the head?
Sometimes when guys are that intelligent, they become tortured. You know what I'm saying?
He was tortured.
He was?
Not anymore.
Okay. And you get along with Kim all right?
Absolutely.
Oh.
One of my favorite ladies in the entire universe.
What a life. What a life. Oh, okay. I'd really like to be like an honorary Baldwin. Just adapted it. The nappy-headed, big-tooth Baldwin. The Baldwin they don't talk about.
Well, if you lay another, it's like falling in love all over again on me.
Come up with a zinger, Adam.
You'll bring me into the family?
Did you see me laughing? Snot
All right.
flew out all over this microphone.
I will...
then I may bestow you. I may knight you.
Thank you. It would be an honor, and I would uphold the Baldwin
But unfortunately,
crest.
that excludes you still from any family reunions.
Imagine what a surreal reunion. Hey, listen, Kim, while you're in the kitchen, get the potato salad, would you?
All right, darling.
Cameron.
This is Cameron.
Yes, you're 16.
Yep.
You're on with Stephen.
How's it going, Stephen?
Groovy is a 10-cent movie.
Yeah, well, I had a question about my friend. Her name is Allison, and we have been friends for years. As a matter of fact, since like the 5th grade, and we're sophomores now, and it's great. I mean, I talk to her every day. We used to go to the same school. We haven't been in the same school for 2 years now, and I don't know. When I talk to her on the phone, she tells me about all the guys that go to her school that she would like to date and who she's interested in, things like that. And I just find myself just getting jealous and more jealous and more jealous. And I don't know.
Is it because you want to go out with her, or just because...
Definitely because I want to go out with her.
Have
Every
you told her
girl
that?
I see at school, I compare to
Have you
her.
told her this?
No, I have not.
Why don't you just ask her out?
Oh, Drew, if it was that easy.
Yeah, it's more like the shot down, oh, but we've been friends for so long.
You're afraid that she will reject you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And here's what happens. In a way, it's you're living a lie. You meet somebody, you become acquainted with somebody because you're attracted to them, because you'd like to date them, but you never tell them.
Right.
They just think it's because you want to be friends.
Is that the original reason you
dig
were a
a
friend?
grave.
Is that the original reason you became a friend with her? You were attracted to her?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but
Very attractive.
All right.
Very.
All right. So, Cameron.
Yeah.
You have two choices.
All right.
You could risk asking her out, making an ass of yourself.
Yeah.
Or you could run out the rest of your natural life asking why, living under this shadow that she's cast.
The other way I'm screwed, huh?
No, go ask her out. I bet she wants to go out with you.
All right, then. That's some...
I think I would be careful, because, Adam, as you point out many times, when if both people are attracted in that relationship...
I don't really think she's going to go out with him.
Right.
I just like him to go ask.
Well...
But here's the interesting thing, Cameron.
All right.
And I swear to you, I wish I could talk to myself when I was your age. Here's what's going on.
All right.
You will get so much out of asking her out, whether she goes out with you or not. That's not the real point. The point is you become one of these people who it gets in the habit of asking for what they want. And that puts you on a whole different level in life.
That's a good point.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Be careful. I mean, don't be afraid to maintain the friendship, and certainly describe to her, make it clear to her how much you want to protect the friendship, and that is paramount to you, and that if she doesn't want to go out, the friendship still will remain. But I think ultimately, if you're that involved and that preoccupied about her, you should ask her out. I agree with that.
It is win-win.
Yeah.
All right. Alec Baldwin is here. Stephen Baldwin is here. No, we'd rather have you than that dumb hunky Alec.
Actually, Adam, I'm tired of playing the charade.
And we will be back. Drew,
go.
sell the hell out of the next call. And seriously, why don't you get your other brothers on this show, too? Not that you're not a delight. I'm just saying, Billy or Dan.
Do you have, any, political knowledge, foreign policy?
Yeah, he's a neo-Nazi.
Are you a smart guy?
He's a neo-Nazi.
Are you a smart guy?
I consider myself...
Do you know about politics in this country?
Yes, I'm quite adept.
Then if you were to, designate some section of your show to people with sexual problems as a result of politics, then maybe you get one of those guys.
Yeah, but I don't want Alec to come in here and spend 2 hours talking about why the Pope should be submerged in urine and we should all take a picture of it, or why cannabis should be the next cash crop of this country.
You'll never get Alec in here, no matter what the subject matter.
All right, well, you'll do that.
He's a psycho.
That's fine.
But Billy...
Oh, yeah, get Billy in here.
Might snag him.
All right. He lives in town, right? Oh, this damn chair. All right, Drew, we're going to commercial.
Loveline will be right back.
Hi, this is Jennifer Gray, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, it is the lovely Jennifer Gray, one of my many bitches. And speaking of bitches, Stephen Baldwin is here tonight. Tomorrow night, Tyra Banks and knock it off, Drew. And then David Spade will be in here. So again, Tyra Banks Wednesday, David Spade on Thursday.
Tomorrow night, Tyra Banks?
Yes.
Will be sitting where I am?
If you stay there, she'll be sitting on you.
No, she won't.
Yes, she would do
that.
No,
I wouldn't want her to do that.
Well, I know, because the wife's listening.
No. I actually have respect for Tyra Banks. I think
you do. Do you know her?
Fine, intelligent, sweet, loving, caring, beautiful woman.
That's all based on how she looks in a bathing suit. You've never spoken to her, have you?
No, but I've seen interviews and.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
All right.
I've seen her, and she like did some fashion thing for the E! Channel, and she was very charming and sweet during her interview. You could see that she was a genuine person that had a lot of integrity.
All right. Well, tomorrow night we will get to the bottom of that. I'm sure she'll be a delight. She has requested to come on the show, which is a rarity.
And she's stunning.
She is.
I think she's devastatingly beautiful.
I do, too. And I hope she dolls it up a little bit, because oftentimes when women come on the show, they figure, because it's radio, this is my excuse not to put on a little lip gloss and a thong back.
But wouldn't you prefer that she just be herself?
Depending on how good she looks.
Like if she were listening now, you'd prefer that she heard you say that and then respond to that.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. You're right. She could be listening, and in which case I would like her to come in and just some surgical scrubs with her hair in a net. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for underlining that.
You're awful. You're horrible.
All right, you want to talk
You're
to Kennedy?
demented.
Kennedy.
Tyra, run, Tyra.
Kennedy.
Hey, Adam.
Hi, thank you, Kennedy.
You're welcome, Adam.
Who's this?
This is MTV's Kennedy.
Hi, Kennedy.
Hi, Stephen.
How are you, honey?
I still have my pig in overalls.
See?
Oh, I'll tell you, it would be a good show. Kennedy and Alec going at it in some sort of political forum. That would be interesting.
Oh yeah, he's Pete's just left of all the communists, isn't he?
All right, let's not start a Kennedy Baldwin feud going on here, because someone's going to get assassinated.
No, but I'm all for it. I think it's cute.
All right, Kennedy.
You wouldn't think it was cute.
How long have you been in town for, Kennedy?
Not too long.
How long?
Maybe a week.
A week?
Yeah.
And you haven't called me?
Did you check your messages? I called you today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't check.
Still no excuse.
Thank you, Stephen.
Hi, Kennedy.
I met your brother, Billy.
Yeah.
At a Creative Coalition dinner.
Yes.
That I snuck into.
Yes.
And I was like, I met your brother at spring break. He was so nice. He won me a pig. And he was like, he looked at me and he goes, you know my brother? He's like, maybe you should stay away from him. And I have no idea what he meant.
Well, he's basing that on all of the youthful experiences that he had with me, where he beat me and then I had to resort to guerrilla warfare tactics for retaliation. And
such as what? Give us something good you did to Billy.
What did I do to Billy? Well, Billy was the nicest to me.
Mm-hmm.
So on a physical level.
Right.
You know, Alec would hit me with a bat, and Danny would hit me with a golf club, and
right.
But Billy would just yell at me and maybe just choke me for a second. So that was the nicest.
I'm looking for something good. Did you ever whack off into their shampoo bottle or something like that?
No. One time I put a spinning top under Alec's armpit while showering, ripping every single one of his armpit hairs out, and I had to sleep at Corey Kilgannon's house for a week.
Oh, that's good.
And then one time I swung a Titleist one-wood driver at my brother Danny, who stuck his hand out and said, "You won't swing it." And in one of those comedic moments, I went, "Oh yeah, man!" I was 7, and I swung it as hard as I could and broke the back of his hand.
Oh, great!
It was funny because when it's you heard like that on the back of his hand, and he looked at me and I looked at him and he looked back at me and he went, "Ah!" It was great. It was so cool. It was like an epiphany for me. I could hurt someone. And but Billy, I used to play like really psychological games with.
Right.
Like I go F you, and he'd go, "You're not supposed to curse. Mom says you're not supposed to curse." And I go, "Yeah, F you." And then I'd run behind my mother, and she'd go, "What the hell's going on?" And he'd go, "Mom, he used profanity. I used profanity last week, and you punished me for the weekend, so now he's punished for the weekend." And she'd go, "Well, what do you want him to do? He can't defend himself." You know what I mean? She'd like just back me no matter what.
Right.
And then I'd be behind her back, flipping him the bird, and he'd be going, look, he's doing it right now. And then my mother would go, shut up, he's
Your mom is a lovely woman.
It sounds like an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is. My mom rocks. But the best part would be like, as a result of his disputing, like, whether or not she was right or wrong about my behavior, he'd get punished. Isn't that great?
I saw her on Oprah, like a year ago talking about her breast cancer, and she's a really strong, amazing person, huh?
She's incredible.
How's she doing?
Very well.
Oh, she is.
She's on the board of the Susan G. Komen Foundation in upstate New York, and she raises a lot of money, and they're opening a hospital in her name on Long Island in the next couple of months. And
Geez, these Baldwins raise a lot of money. The Carollas, we just take. FEMA, the Jerry's Kids dispenser at the 7-Eleven, whatever it is. We're not givers. We're receivers.
You have the initiative to even take.
Yes.
I'm surprised.
That was the only thing that was instilled in me by my
They
parents.
got you off the couch.
But you mean that jar at 7-Eleven's that says Adam's Kids isn't for real?
Yes, we dump.
That's not for real?
My dad will tell me to go cause a distraction over by the snow cone machine and let me just pierce the bottom of this and drain it of its contents.
Kennedy, where are you?
I'm in Redondo Beach.
What are you doing, dude?
The Motel California is happening right now as we speak. In
What's that?
Rancho Palos Verdes.
What's that?
It's the beach house. It's MTV summer programming.
Ah, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And when are you going to come out
Old Marineland
to the studio here and be on the show?
Marineland. Whenever you don't have gas.
I'm looking at the calendar. When are you going back?
September.
Oh, man. We missed by a month. No, I'm kidding. You can come on next week.
Oh, come on.
And when should Kennedy come on? Kennedy will go boxing, too.
And Carson from K-Rock is on MTV now, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard something about that.
My son of a bitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have him, like, peeling grapes, fanning you, and giving you oral pleasure?
No.
Kennedy?
Okay.
Just the grapes. Yes.
Are you coming to the golf tournament?
When's the golf tournament?
June 23rd. The MTV's coming down. They're doing a whole beach thing at one of the golf holes.
Oh, I reckon I'll be there.
Please come down.
Okay.
That would
Are
be-
you still doing the pool tournament?
No, it's now this year. It's a golf tournament.
Because of Tiger Woods?
Why is he not wearing a condom?
Because golf is so exciting now.
No, it's more because we can sell more tickets, thus raising more money.
Oh, that's a good thinking.
Because you know how we like.
Are you gonna have Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson?
Well, oddly enough, Michael Keaton's people called. He hasn't confirmed, but
Who are some of the people that are going to be there?
Michael Keaton. Cheryl told me today. Michael Keaton. God, where is my memory?
You shot your wad with that Spielberg story about an hour ago, Steve.
No, you killed me with that. It's like.
Oh, let's not relive that.
No, it was huge.
Hey,
I'm gonna be
Kennedy.
crashing my car.
I'm going to put you on hold.
Okay, Adam.
You're going to talk to producer Ann.
Okay.
We're going to book you to come on next week, and then you and I are going to go box next week or
Yeah,
this
and I'll
week
wear
even.
makeup every time.
Yeah, doll it up a little. All right, I'll call you. I'll call you tonight.
Okay.
Great.
Have a good rest of your birthday.
Thank you.
Bye, Kennedy.
Bye bye.
Nice talk. I'll see you on the 23rd.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Ah, she's a doll, that Kennedy.
No, you don't understand. She is awesome.
She's a little too much woman for a lot of men. I got to tell you, take a secure man.
Let's put it this way. I say the same thing every time as these young kiddies try to seduce me every day. I say, you have to first F my mind.
Right.
In order to have any kind of a shot remotely
Right.
at my body.
Right.
And what a mind.
And I say,
Kennedy has.
$5 gets you a hand job. That is
What
my
a-
mind.
what a mind.
An amazing mind.
Kennedy has.
Sarah, 18.
Hi,
It's really too much mind for one person. Between her and Alec, they have half of North Dakota in their head.
I'd love to lock myself in a room over a weekend with Kennedy and have her teach me chess. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
Or I'd like to sit and have her explain the different. Exactly. I was going to say explain Vivaldi to me, not Mozart, not Beethoven. Maybe Bella Bartok.
Or maybe like Volva. All right.
Adam!
All right, I had to go there. Sarah.
You're probably this is gross, but I'm trying to find a way to compromise with my husband to let me, like, have anal sex with him with the strap on.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he'd do it. Like, he acts like he doesn't. He like it's all gross, but then sometimes he acts all interested in it. And he said that he'd do it if I diked out with my friend. And I mean, she's really good.
If you what?
Dike out with my friend Toylin.
Oh, this is a healthy relationship.
And no, but and I mean,
it could be.
They're on the
It's just
sexual.
because it's not your ball of wax, pal.
No.
She's really
That's your
pretty.
husband?
Yeah, she's really pretty.
What is that?
You want your wife to be with anybody else?
No.
Okay.
But that's you and I.
No.
That's your
human
opinion.
beings. No, it's human beings.
But I
No,
wouldn't
you're
mind-
wrong.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
The Romans were doing it, buddy.
Not married Romans.
Bull.
I wouldn't mind because
There's a sitcom title, by the way. Married Romans. I know the Bundys are going off the air, but the Married Romans should replace them on Fox. That would be this week.
Married with Romans.
Sacrifice, vomiting, and sodomy. And Uncle Pedophilia feels up a 12-year-old.
And the Roman king in the vomitorium.
Hi, Claudius, you burnt the meatloaf. And then the laugh track. This is brilliant. All right, Sarah, Stephen says it's good.
I didn't say that.
Well, here's
Sarah, can I ask you a question?
All right.
First of all, who initiated what? Did your husband initiate the fact that he wanted you to be with a woman first, or did you initiate that you wanted to have anal sex with him first?
well, I initiated both.
You
But
initiated both. What is your age?
18.
You're 18. Drew, have at it, soldier.
How old were you? How old were you?
I don't think that it'd be good because I've heard Drew say before that if you bring somebody else in the relationship,
It just
that
destabilizes things.
Yeah.
It really does. It creates a mess. And how old were you when you first started having sex?
15.
That was the first time ever?
Yeah.
Nothing before that?
No.
And how about your first relationship? How old were you?
This is like my first relationship.
Right.
Everything else is just like, do this here, do that there.
How many guys have you had sex with?
Probably about 7 or 8.
And what was your family of origin like?
Divorced. Kind of a bad situation.
What was the deal?
Nothing. My parents just didn't get along, and my dad started having sex with a lady when she was pregnant with my sister, so she left him.
And were you around all that? What?
I was 9.
How about before that?
Before that, nothing really. Nothing that I can remember.
It seemed pretty stable, or?
Yeah. Other than that.
I'm just wondering why you need all this chaos in your relationship.
Well, I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it would be neat because
All right,
a woman... No.
Sarah, hold on a second. We're dreadfully out of time.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what I will tell you, Sarah. We play the odds on this show. We don't know you. We don't know your husband. We don't know the lesbian third wheel that wants to get into your bedroom. But we can say this. Statistically, there's trouble. You have a fun time, and then the next day it's a little weird, and a week later it's a little weirder, and then the wheels come off the relationship wagon. You may be able to pull it off. You may not. It's a risk you run. And when it's your girlfriend and you're in college, then screw it. You do it. You have a good time. You live life. But when you're married, especially if there's kids involved, you can't risk that stuff. The marriage could end. The kids could be torn apart. And before you know it, you have a generation
and you've acted out the same
parentless
thing
kids.
that your parents have done. So
thank you.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed.
Really? Loveline will be right back to deal with inflame.
This is a new one. You haven't heard this one.
I just love that bass line. Listen to that. That's sexy.
Yeah, I like it too.
I don't like that. I don't like that part.
No, but you like this part.
It should just be that.
Mike, can we eliminate the guitar from the goddamn cart? Steven, it's upsetting him. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
That's it.
Let's just have the bass part on a loop, please.
Yeah.
Could you get smoke on the water, please? Did you enjoy that, Steve?